So we're at the second to last episode of Fukigen na Mononokean, episode 12, and we still haven't found a solution to Ashiya regaining his sight, enabling him to see yokai. And it's been a week. And we know in this episode they did state that Tamori, the seal looking yokai, she explained that usually if it's a human and they are capable of seeing yokai, that once she takes their sight, they are able to regain theirs back in a 2 to 3 days time span. But for Ashiya, she thinks that it may be something that he's subconsciously doing to himself, meaning that knowing how Ashiya is so involved with yokai, he puts himself out there to help them and he cares for them very deeply. And it's even mentioned multiple times, very few times within the series, that it may become dangerous that Ashiya is so deeply involved with this yokai. And remember, like in the very beginnings of the series, we saw where you saw him like have his eyes dilating, they turn blank, and then some type of blue aura came out of him. It's possible because of how deeply involved he was with them. But she says he probably is subconsciously still trying to help her and giving his sight to her. So he may be repressing his own ability to be able to see yokai. Because in the episode, Abino went to go see the legislator and tell him about like the situation that's going on with Ashiya, and he's trying to find, he's telling Abeno, the legislator is telling him that possibly you shouldn't be firing him, because who's to say that he wants to be fired, and shouldn't you try to find a way on helping him to be able to regain his sight so he can still be the employee of the Mononokean. Now we have where a lot of the yokai that they did exorcism and brought them to the underworld, a lot of them heard of the news and are trying to help Abeno in order to help Ashiya. We've seen the screeching yokai, we've seen the yokai that happened in the last before Tamori, that scarecrow looking yokai, I forgot that one. We saw, the bird looking yokai. We saw a lot of the yokais that they helped from episode 1 till now, and they all are trying to invest their time and all their strength into trying to find some way to help Abeno and help Ashiya regain his sight. Now Ashiya tried to do what happened to Zenko. Remember, Zenko was not capable of seeing yokai until she was bitten by Yahiko. So what she did was she brought him to her house and asked Yahiko to bite him in case, so that way he will be able to see yokai, if that will work. And even though he bit him, he was still unable to see him. So it goes along with possibly him repressing his own ability to be able to see yokai. And the longer this takes for him to be able to see them, eventually it'll come to the point where he'll never be able to, it'll become something permanent. So him not being able to see them, and the longer it goes on, then he'll never be able to get to see them, and then eventually he will be fired from being an employee of the Mononokean, and that will hurt a lot of people, not just, Zenko and possibly Abeno. Throughout the series, we've seen him cozy up to Ashiya. Even though he says a lot of harsh words, he does care for Abeno, for Ashiya. So, and then we're going to see a lot of yokai feeling hurt that they can't help the person that helped them, that they thought of as a friend. So basically it's a race against time for Ashiya in order for him to gain back his sight. And it kind of sucks because it's like, he's doing all of this and he's learning of both worlds. He's getting to use to both worlds and he's caring for yokai. And you see the relationship between him and Beno like continuously grow, and him being introduced to many yokai as well, and then to see all of that come crushing down because he's not capable of seeing them anymore. And his best friend Fuzzy, by the end of the episode, is still with him. He's attached onto his back in hopes that he'll be the first one that Ashiya will be able to see once he regains his sight. So he has not left Ashiya's side all this time after he has lost his sight. So that's true friendship right there. But hopefully in the last episode 13, he will regain his sight, because if not, that will be like the end of the friendship. Whatever bond was building between Abeno and the other yokai, it would just completely end, and that would just completely suck for Ashiya. So, despite him wanting to have a normal life, life has a lot of predicaments, and life does not go the way you want it to. So hopefully by the last episode we get to see Ashiya be able to see yokai once again and still be able to help them and be still an employee for the Mononokean. So if you saw this week's episode of Fukigen na Mononokean, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. What are your predictions for the last episode of this series? And also, like, how do you feel about the series overall? What are some of your thoughts for overall feeling for this entire series? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you wish they could have changed some things? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. The links are always in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!